Good morning, everybody. On this Saturday morning, it's a really early in the morning. It's 8:30 on my side, and I'm just gonna give it a couple minutes for everybody to come in. On this channel, we're gonna talk about, and on this live, we're gonna talk about how to build a personal brand, how to use LinkedIn, because we're going into a different time nowadays. We're going to a time where applying for jobs is kind of the focal point. But how do you necessarily get the jobs? How do you find the people? How do you build a personal brand? So on this live today, we're going to kind of go into like how to do that. I'm just going to wait a few minutes in case anybody wanted to join. If you're on the live, just say good morning, like it, say something, just to let me know that you're on the live. Yeah, we got one person, but yeah. So if you're on the live, just let me know you're there. Okay, MD. He said, "Hello, Chris. Hello, how you doing?" So for me, I'm going to talk about how to build a personal brand, how to get jobs, how to create content. This thing that I have experience with. For those that don't know, on LinkedIn, I built a personal brand. I have over 15,000 connections on just LinkedIn. On YouTube, we're at like 5,300 subscribers. And through that, I've been able to help use that and help leverage that to, for opportunities, how to grow, things like that. Say Brittany said hello. Hey Brittany, good morning. How you doing? Good morning. Got another person. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So that we're gonna go straight into that. Okay. So I'm gonna put up some slides, but as I do these slides, I'm gonna just go to LinkedIn back and forth to kind of break down how to build a personal brand, how to find jobs. And these are things that I've used to help get me interviews or get me opportunities. Okay. Good morning again. Tracy said, hello. How you doing, Tracy? Good morning. How you doing? Okay, so I'm about to pull up some presentation, but as I have this presentation, I'm going to go back and forth from the presentation and just show you from a live perspective. Good morning, everybody. I didn't know there were so many people that are morning people. And remember, if you're watching the live, remember to like, share it to people, because I'm going to go into a lot of in-depth on how to do that. So if you're there, just remember to do that. So I'm loading up these slides I have. And then we're going to go back and forth from LinkedIn. Good morning. So I'm waiting for it to process, and we're going to go straight into it. So it's coming. It's about to come in a few minutes, okay? Okay. So we're going to talk about how to build a personal LinkedIn to help you get jobs in tech. The reason why we're doing that is because tech is getting hard, and you can use this not only in tech, you can use this if you're a doctor or a lawyer, anybody that's trying to find a job. But finding a job is hard. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Stephanie. How you doing? JJ Jones said LeBron. LeBron. I went to Brazil. Somebody said I look like LeBron. That's why I'm laughing so hard. Like LeBron James. It was like LeBron, Jay-Z when I went to Brazil. Okay, so how to build a personal brand to get a job in tech. You can leave it for any perspective, okay? Again, I built a personal brand on LinkedIn, has 15,000 connections, and I'm kind of giving you the tips and tricks on how to do that. I also built a good following on YouTube, about 5,000 subscribers. All right, so we're going to go straight into it. So we're going to go to the first slide. Why LinkedIn matters? LinkedIn is basically a digital resume. It's how you show your reputation, your skills, your knowledge, everything that you need to know for that. It's a way for recruiters to check your profile before anything else. And a lot of the times, recruiters check your profile on LinkedIn before you even get a job opportunity. With LinkedIn, people can't really hire you if they don't even know you exist. So that's the whole purpose of LinkedIn. You need to have something that people can look it up on. They can see that you created projects. They can see that you know what you're talking about in the field. They can see that you have some type of expertise in the field. That's the whole purpose of LinkedIn, okay? Okay, so we're going to go on the first step. You need to update your profile on LinkedIn straight up. You need to update your profile. So You need to update your profile. Your profile needs to show what you already do in the job area, your headline, your section, your experience, your keywords, and skills tied to what you want. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that particular portion. So I'm going to share my screen on that portion. So give me 1 second, and we're going to come back to this slide. Okay. And if you're coming into the chat, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming on. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to LinkedIn, right? So when I tell people your profile means a lot, it means a lot. The first thing that I would do is update first off, I will update your profile picture. So I will update your profile picture to have a good, nice photo of you, making sure it's clean, cut, make sure it looks very professional. I need to update this photo a little bit better, but I got this at a conference event I have. Make sure you have a clean profile first off of, you know. I go to a lot of people profiles and you don't have a clean profile. So make sure you just invest in getting a headshot. Make sure you have professional clothes, a suit, tie, things that make you look good because your photo matters. Okay. Another thing I would suggest for people that are on LinkedIn, create a banner. Create a banner that explains who you are, what you do, and what people can know what they can do when they follow you. For example, on my profile, I talk about I put my name out there. I put out what I do. I put out RMF Academy. I have a logo. I have all that. You can do that for your personal brand of who you are. Say, for example, you're an information system security officer. You can say Christopher Akpala, information system security officer, cloud expertise, STIG, something in that way to kind of explain who you are, what you do, and what you bring to the table for anybody to look at your profile. The next thing that I would suggest to anybody, this section right here, it's called let me look at it again. What is this section called? It's the section below right here. Yeah, but you would need to add this section. You need to update this section. I'm trying to look. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, here we go. The headline. You make sure you have a good headline. What I would do for a headline, I'll put your career. I'll put off your career, what you do. I will put on like some of your expertise, whether it's cloud or anything that you own or anything that you're working on. And I would just like, for example, we'll just come up with one. I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. I'm gonna make up one. I'm gonna say information system security officer, cloud compliance expert, and then I'm going to put AI compliance, and then I would tell the ChatGPT like, hey, so with ChatGPT, it can help create and make sure you give you better recommendation, but you need a headline for LinkedIn to better hit the algorithm. So that's what I will update. Also, I will put a link, a suggestion I tell a lot of people. This section right here, you can add a link. You can add a link to your website or anything. So for me, what a lot of people can do, if you're new to a field, you can create a GitHub link. You can create a Google Drive link. You can add that link onto LinkedIn. So if a recruiter, and you can label it as projects or something. So when a recruiter comes to your page, they can click on it and see all the projects you've done. So that's another suggestion I've told a lot of people to do. Okay. After you fix these sections, and also I would make your profile a profile where it's like, so you have a regular profile, you can create a profile where it's more like you can get followers and things like that. I would make it more professional. Okay. Okay. The second thing I would do, featured section. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, but a featured section of your highlights. Say if you want to put like your achievements, you can put it on here. If you want to put any projects you want people to see, put it on here. You have a business, put it on here. So I would also, for this feature section, I would do that. And what you do is to get a feature section, you click this, you can, and then you click feature on the top of the profile. So I create a feature section and put your stuff that you want to highlight. Okay. Okay. The next thing, make sure you put all your jobs that relate to the field, put your education, put all your certs and licenses. It can be from any certification you did, even if it's, and then also put like skills. And then another thing I would suggest to people, get recommendations. Recommend people. I received one from Markeisha Snaith, so people can know you're credible in things. And that's how you enhance your profile. You want to enhance it as much as possible. Okay, so that's how you enhance your profile. And another thing, make sure your about section is good. What I would do, type in ChatGPT who you are, what you do, and just tell ChatGPT, give me 2 paragraphs and put in your about section. Even if you're new to the experience, you can adapt it in a way. Talk about what you do have, talk about where you're trying to go, what you've done, and just put in your about section. When somebody goes to your profile, they will always know what you're there for, and they will always know what they're getting from it. From anybody that goes to my profile, they can know I have a very large expertise in risk management framework, cloud framework, things like that. And that's how I've been able to leverage that to grow. So let me go see if anybody had any comments on that. Okay. So did anybody have any questions on how to grow your profile, your LinkedIn profile? If you had anything, have a quick question, just say it. Go ahead and say something. Did anybody understand that the first step, you need to update your profile? Everybody got that? Jason Watts, good morning. How you doing? Okay. So now I'm going to put back on the stage. So we're going to start moving forward on the slide. So first thing, update your headline, your about section, experience, your targeted keywords and skills that can help you. So once you update that, you'll grow your profile no matter what. Okay. Yeah, when Jameson, when I say keywords, I mean when you're on the profile, make sure you put in keywords like for ISSO, make sure you put ISSO, make sure you say DOD, make sure you say cloud compliance or risk management. So as you're updating your profile, you're putting in keywords. So if an employer is looking at it, that's what I mean. Put keywords throughout. And you said Tracy Wagner, she said put keywords throughout. Yeah, that's what I mean. Just put it throughout your entire thing. So like if anybody looking at it, they can know, hey, this person is the person I need. Okay. Okay. So this is how I create content. This is how I'm able to grow followings on any social media platform I do. And LinkedIn is a social media platform. And you need to know that. So this is something that I've learned. I went to a conference, and this is what I always learned from the conference. I help X do Y using Z. So you're helping X. Yeah. She said ChatGPT. I used ChatGPT to look them up yesterday. Yep. So in the feature section, you should put, if you're in business, put anything that you have, like if you have a book, if you have a course, if you have an accomplishment, you can put that in the feature section. If you're trying to get a job, in the feature section, I will put any accomplishments that you have. Like, for example, if you're a speaker, at an event, you're highlighted by somebody. I will put that in the feature section. Also, in that feature section, I will also highlight some of the projects you've done. If you have any big projects that you helped, been a part of, put it there. If you did something really big at your job and you want people to see it, you can put that in your feature section. So it just depends. If you're in business, whether you're trying to get a job, whether you're just a professional, just want to highlight what your accomplishments are, it could be different. But you just want to highlight big things that you want people to see. And if you go that route, you'll always find somebody. If I'm doing a career switch now, how can I still make my profile marketed to a job I've never done? Again, so when you have your LinkedIn profile, you have a section where you can add a website on there. I would put in that website section, I will put either a Google Drive, a website that highlights everything on your portfolio. Then I would go to your headline section, put things that you've done that relate to the field that you're trying to get into. In the biography section, where you can kind of put with your experience, put what you've done and how it relates to compliance or whatever position you want to go into, and add keywords to it going forward. Also get recommendations, but we're going to go more into that later on to kind of break down, and we're going through it right now, how to create value-driven content and things you never done so you can get highlighted from that. So we're going to go into that, and thank you, Shade. Okay. So this is the formula I use for people that are trying to get a job in tech, cybersecurity, software engineer, or even do business in tech. This is the framework that I always follow for any social media platform. LinkedIn is a social media platform, no matter what people says. So I got this from a conference. I help X do Y using Z. This can also help be used to create content to get where you need to go. So examples, I help beginners understand RMF by breaking down complex controls, and that will attract people. I help companies prepare for audits by simplifying the POAM execution. Okay. You can also go, if you're new to the field, you can say, say if you're trying to get into software engineering or data analyst, I help help companies with their data by breaking down different ways that they can do. Like, I'm not sure what data, but you can say break ways to sort out their data and data execution. So if you create that something like that when you're creating content, like for example, I help people seeking a career transition by creating content and by using courses, content, and things to help them get educated. If you follow that format, you'll always get a job. You'll always get experience. And if you're a new person in the field, we can use ChatGPT just to kind of make it a little bit simpler. So let me share my screen. So let me 1 second. Remove this, add this. So I was on ChatGPT earlier, so I'm gonna go back to it. Okay. So I'm gonna say, using the format, I help X do Y by Z content strategy. How would somebody new as software engineer or cyber create content if they're new and need a job? So we're gonna see what it says. Okay, so for people that's trying to get into cyber, I help aspiring professionals understand foundational concepts by breaking down what I am learning each day. That's another way you can do it. I help new developers learn coding fundamentals by sharing. Okay. Okay, so as long as you follow the content strategy, you'll get a job. Okay. You said build a prompt to act as RMF Academy. Good. You could. The difference between a prompt and so with AI, you create things based off information, right? So I work in the field in risk management. I know a lot of things that people don't know. When I started the career, I had to learn all this stuff from the bottom up. There's things that AI might not even know about compliance. You can, based off of the simple things, but off the nuances, how the career is changing, things that's in the field, how you deal with things in the field. It might not be able to get everything, but it can get you something that you need to get by. So you can do it that way, Jameson, if you want to. But you can use AI to do whatever you would like to do, you know. And it can help you get you a good start. So the next step, example content. So like for me, what I would do, and I'm only being biased to RMF because that's the field that I'm in. You will this is content that I constantly do every day. Break down controls, showing how to build plan of action milestones, FIPS 199 explanations, ATO preparation breakdowns. This is what I do for my branding. It asks for content and crews to help grow RMF Academy to thousands of followers. It not only helps with RMF Academy, it helps with my reputation because I can break down fundamentals, break down how to understand these things. So creating content is something that you're going to do. You're going to do that. And I can show you some examples from my profile. So let me remove this and let me add this. So let me just show you some of my content that I've created. Okay, so this content I created during using the government shutdown, I just kind of broke down, hey, it's over. They're looking for people right now to hire people. This is the things you need to double down to know, and it did well. Let me see if I can show you on here. This is some of my top content I posted. This one got 1.2 thousand likes. It says big moves are happening in GovTech. If you're thinking about getting to cloud, Microsoft just announced. So you can even talk about news that came out. This is what I did. I just covered news. RMF GRC are going crazy. I just posted a job literally that was paying $280K, and I broke down why you need to learn certain skills. There's a couple posts. Even this one, I just covered news. Ain't no jobs right now in cybersecurity, but DoD just dropped $800 million on contracts with AI. So I just broke down things that I've learned. I broke down like having a master's degree, cybersecurity. I also have a couple posts of just talking about RMF. I'm trying to find some. I broke down some things. I broke down some experiences as being an ISSO. Talked about some various frameworks. And then I also talked about StigViewer. I actually create videos on how to actually do the field, like using Stigs, ATOs, things like that. Even what I'm doing right now is kind of explaining things that I know about the field. So it helps build social proof. So those are some of the things that you need to do when you're in the field. You need to create content that's going on your day to day. And then you have to be consistent with it. A lot of people are not even consistent. They'll post one post and they won't post no post for 3 weeks later. And then they wonder why nobody's gravitating because you have to be consistent. I've been consistently posting on LinkedIn, on YouTube. I've been consistently posting for 2 years. LinkedIn, I've been consistently posting almost for a whole year. It'll be some days where I miss a post every day or two, but I probably post almost every day on LinkedIn, and it's helped grow with a lot of opportunities. How do I make a profile stand out with competing with other profiles with other experience in applying for the same job? Does posting make you more competitive? Yeah, it makes you more competitive because a lot of recruiters come to your profile to look who you are and what you can do, especially on LinkedIn. So yes, posting on LinkedIn does make you more competitive. Creating content every day for at least 5 days a week will make you differentiate you. And if you can go into depth about the content that are things that are in the field, how to do specific things, build projects on your own. This guy named a guy took a course a while ago. His name Iman. Iman took the course and he posted a whole project on how to create an access control policy, and it looked very good, almost identical to the field. And poems and testing controls, and he did that on his own and posted it. That looks good for people that's in the field, and it also helps strengthen his career. So, yeah, so it helps a lot. I'm gonna show you some of my analytics, also, and it helps. I want to emphasize it helps because I'm gonna show you my own analytics. It used to be higher. but for some reason my post's been going down. And I don't really care about that, but so even my own analytics, it helps get a lot. Like even when we post everything, 5,560 people views my profile. That's a lot of people. I don't know who's viewing it. It could be recruiters, anybody, but 5,560 views. That's how much people are viewing my profile. I got 136 search appearances. For impressions, I got 23. It went down, honestly. I used to be higher than this. At one point, I was peaking at like almost 60, 70, almost 100,000 impressions, but that's still pretty good for LinkedIn. I was on vacation in Brazil, so it went down. Discovery, 23,000. It reached 7,000 7,000 members, and this is just all the impressions that I've reached. 4,000. So no matter what, it makes you stand out. And if you can create video content also, it makes you stand out even more. If you can even create video content, the things that I'm doing right now, this video content I'm doing is helping. So does that answer your question, Shadai? It helps you stand out a lot. Increase your analytics. Yep, you can use AI to create schedule your posts and content as well. Yep. But the video content, if you can create video content and explain things and answer questions and talk about it, so that even helps you, because if you can't explain it, that's going to be hard. But yeah, that's another thing. You creating content, video content will help. 189 for me. Okay. I'm not sure. Yeah, so we're going to keep continuing. Anybody have any other questions, concerns? Okay. So I kind of went into it a little bit more, but you want to create content for jobs you want. There's different jobs in tech. You got cyber, you got GRC, you got cloud, and cyber in its own is so many positions. You got data, you got product. So it's so many things you can do. So you got to create it for one thing, one job, one thing you want to focus on. So as long as you can focus on that, you will always get a job. You can't create cyber content and just broad. You always have to narrow it down, like we talked earlier. Narrow it down to one particular audience that you're trying to get to. Whether it's, if you're trying to create cyber content, meaning you're just trying to get cyber awareness, that can reach a lot of people. If you're trying to reach RMF, that's different. RMF is federal. If you're trying to do GRC content, that's for another thing. GRC engineering, that's another thing, So shout out to AJ on, but that's the different things you could do. We got Gina. She said the top thing I do is share the job. The poster looks at my page. So yeah, even that helps. Create content, news, jobs, breaking down the field, creating video. All that drives impressions to your LinkedIn profile. So no matter what, you'll get opportunities. Okay, these are some of the news examples. I kind of went over it also. Again, I'm going to go back to my profile real quick. So this is news. Like when you go to news, like I'm going to go back to the top content I made. Okay. So some of the top content I made is just creating news. Again, this was 1.2 thousand likes, 140 shares, and 103 comments. A lot of people can't do that, but I just did it because all I did was review. I think it was reading the news that I seen. Here's the news that I was covering. I covered like a job. It basically talked about the salary opportunities out there. The biggest post I've done is just covering news that you see on LinkedIn. There's a lot of going on. So covering news, things like that, that can help drive it, but make sure it's related to whatever field you're trying to go to. So covering news in your feed and review it, that can get you some views too. And it also shows that you're in the field, you care about the field, and you're monitoring what's going on. So yeah, did anybody have any questions on that particular topic? Anybody? Got you. Okay, and this is what we talked about earlier, show your skills on the video and go live. Show your workflow. Talk about how do you study. Talk about when you're studying, what you learned that you study. You talking about those things, it helps people watch your because everybody's always watching on LinkedIn. A lot of people reach out to me based on things they've seen on LinkedIn. Cover what you're talking about, things like that. So talk about your workflow, show your processes, show your knowledge. Again, I can talk about almost any topic regarding cybersecurity, GRC, a lot of things that's in the field. Talk about your knowledge and what you learned. That helps a lot. Show your face a lot. It builds trust. Go live. Go on other people's live. Go on and talk about things, or literally you can just go on live and just study. That's what I'm going to start doing soon. Go on live and just study. Create a study group. You know, as long as it's showing that you're wanting to do a job, because a lot of people are applying with resumes. A lot of these resumes are just AI generated. It doesn't prove anything that you want to do. Interviews. Literally, when you reach out to a recruiter, send them a video or send them videos of you doing various projects. I promise you, they see that stuff like that. They click on to show you. You probably get an interview off that. You know, that's has happened to me before. Just, hey, you know, I want to get this RMF job. Here's my portfolio. When you reach out to recruiters, make sure you're doing that instead of just talking about what you can do. Show them what you can do. A lot of people don't want to invest. LinkedIn Premium is probably one of the best opportunities you can have on LinkedIn. Number one, with LinkedIn Premium, you can get the basic one. I think it's like 100 something. And you get various discounts with LinkedIn. LinkedIn Premium helps you just go straight direct message recruiters. It helps with job competition because you go directly to the source. Say if you can't get access to them, use LinkedIn Premium. You can literally send them a message. It shows you jobs. It gets you to recruiters. It helps you with email. Like people reach out to me. Even when people reach out to me, they have the premium, so it goes directly to me. You don't have to be connected. And LinkedIn Premium is a good investment too if you want to just help with just getting in contact with people. I've had it, canceled it, got it back. But when I'm using it, it's the best thing I can, you can pay for LinkedIn to help you get more access, especially if you're getting into jobs. But before you get it, you got to always have a strategy. Anybody have any other questions? So the main thing a lot of people don't do is connect with people in your field. Hiring managers, people on a job already. That's what I do. If I see a job, I apply for a job, I go find who's that hiring manager. I'll connect with them, send them projects of what you're doing. That'll help you get a job. I'll show you an example. I'm not going to show personally who I've reached out to or any opportunity, but I'm going to explain something. So when you go on LinkedIn, literally, so like even this thing tells me, it tells you how many impressions I've had. At one point, I had 156,000 impressions. Yeah, it went down though. I wasn't even looking at this. Just literally type in RMF. Let's see what pops up. Connect with those people. Click people. There's a lot of people that pop up, and like I said, Sales Navigator helps you get better connected with those people so you can reach directly. Connect to those people that pop up. I'm gonna type in GRC. Connect with those people. Just connect with them. You don't have to say anything. Sometimes what I do, if I want to interview somebody for Tech Woke Podcast, I'll connect with that person. They'll see everything I've been doing. So by the time I talk to them or want to reach out to them, they will automatically be like, hey, I've been watching you for a while. I like your content. It happened with a couple people. Shout out to a guy I just interviewed recently, Glenn. Glenn said the same thing. He's like, hey, Chris, I've been already watching what you've been doing. Shout out to Glenn. He's doing great things. Like, same thing. I connected with him. I didn't talk to him for almost 4 months or longer. By the time I connected with him, he's seen everything I've been doing for that time. So it helps you get connected to those people. So connect to the people and then reach out to them and show them what you're doing. Those people, everybody on LinkedIn is willing to help. They just want to see that you're willing to help yourself, okay? And then reach out to recruiters also. Connect to those recruiters. And over time, they'll see that you've been doing a job too, and then if they see you doing a job, they're going to connect with you also. And then they might even offer you an opportunity because by the time you reach out to them, they'll see. Okay, so y'all got that. Connect with people that's targeted in your field. Everybody got that? Anybody have any questions or concerns? Okay. Okay, this is a strategy that I have. I apply to jobs, I connect, message, showcase, follow up. When you're on LinkedIn, keep applying. Connect to the people in the field, connect or to that job, message them, showcase the things that you can do, whether in video or something. Show them something. I prefer video. And follow up. Just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again. And if you keep doing that over, you'll eventually get a job. That's the real strategy instead of just applying on Indeed. If you keep applying on Indeed, it's going to be an abyss. If you apply, connect, message, showcase, follow up, keep doing that, that's when you get a job. That's how you get opportunities. You just keep showcasing. Because no matter what, if somebody doesn't want to give me opportunity, no matter what, I still have so much showcasing, I'll get another opportunity. But you want to be able to show them something. Because at this point, AI can generate a lot of stuff, but you got to showcase what your knowledge is. Can you speak to it? Can you understand it? That's what you do. Okay. Again, somebody asked about the feature section earlier. Use the feature section to highlight templates of things you've done, labs, video. I just put breakdowns. Put breakdowns. You don't have to be RMF. Case studies. So do all of that to kind of get people and put that in your showcase. So that's what you're always going to do. Showcase, showcase, showcase. You know, that's what it should be used for. Business, a little bit differently. Trying to get a job, that's what it's for. Okay. So with weekly LinkedIn routine, so you have to create something for weekly checklists of things you do and just make it a habit, because with consistency, keep doing it, then those opportunities come. So just make sure you create a weekly routine with LinkedIn. This is an example. This is not my calendar. It's just an example. Monday, teach. Tuesday, tools. Wednesday, story. Thursday, news. Friday, breakdowns. Create a strategy. My strategy is a little bit different, but this is something, just create something for yourself to follow. You know, I have a different thing of how I do it that works for me and what I'm trying to do, whether it's for business, jobs, opportunities. But how you do it, create something that works for you, and create how many times you're going to post per day. Sometimes I post 3 times a day. I usually post at 10 a.m., then 12, then 2, or sometimes it can be 11, or change it up. It could be 12, 2, or 4. You know, create something for you to maintain. Okay. Anybody have any questions, concerns? Want me to go in depth on a little bit more? And if you're still on, just comment down below. Just let me know that you do. If you're new to the stream, if you're on the stream, just say something. Say something so I can know that you're there. So I can know that everything is hitting like it's supposed to do. Okay, what happens when you stay consistent? I would say for me staying consistent for what I do has helped grow RMF Academy. It has helped grow Tech Woke Podcast. It has helped me get potential sponsorships or opportunities. It helps with if anybody needs any jobs or 1099 work or contract work, they reach out to me. So that's what would happen when you stay consistent in doing this. And it's for if you're new trying to find a job, recruiters will reach out to you. Trust grows, opportunities increase. You get in the rooms that matter. You get opportunities based off the work that you're putting in. So for LinkedIn, if you're doing that, you'll get opportunities. Okay. And for everybody, anybody on this LinkedIn journey, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be visible. As long as you're visible, you'll get opportunities with getting jobs, you know? And that's the main thing with LinkedIn. Just stay visible. You always do that. You always get a job. So stay visible, stay doing what you have to do, and you'll get an opportunity. If you're there, say something, give me a shout out, like. If you have any questions, make sure you say it because we're getting close to the end. Okay, so basically, I just put this in. I'm always going to shout out myself. If you want more in-depth training like this, I'm having a cohort November 18th for RMF Academy. we go into more in depth with a lot of these things, but people that are trying to get into the RMF space, and make sure you check this out. It'll help. And then also with this class that I'm doing, I go in more depth for people that's trying to grow on LinkedIn, particularly. So in LinkedIn, particularly in the class, and I go into more depth on how they can create more content faster, quicker, things, and how to grow your opportunities better on LinkedIn in more depth. So, make sure you check out RMF Academy. Or if you just need some help with LinkedIn in general and need somebody to create content or help you out with that, hit me up. So that's all that I have for LinkedIn. Does anybody have any more questions, concerns, anything that you wanted me to answer, or GRC, RMF, or just how to grow on LinkedIn in general? Make sure you say something. If you want to say something, say something. I'm just going to post one thing. Just make sure you check out RMF Academy. I just posted it, started it. And if you have any other questions or concerns, just send a message to me saying, just type in RMF. Send me a DM saying RMF if you want any more additional information. You have any questions, it helps me remind where you came from, where you was at, so I can guide you to the right opportunity. But if you enjoyed it, just make sure you like the live, share the live, comment down below, so I can know that this is the good information. But if everything helped out, just let me know. If this helped you out, just let me know, share it. And then I'm going to give you one opportunity for one final question. Does anybody have any final questions on anything involving LinkedIn, cybersecurity, RMF? Say it. Just let me know. Give it a quick. If anybody have any questions, concerns? Okay. Thank you, everybody. And enjoy the rest of your day and rest of your morning. Thank you for being online for these 40 minutes. And I hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot of things. Thank you, everybody.